Sometimes I feel like Thanos. And not because I too am a 9 foot purple man who's played by Josh Brolin, but because sometimes I feel like I am cursed with knowledge. And not like the fun kind of knowledge. Not like, oh, I'm gonna Rain Man it up. No. I'm cursed to be aware of the existence of certain people. Like Andrew Tate. Prior to literally today, I have never actively looked up Andrew Tate, but my TikTok was bombarded with this information. Same thing with my Twitter, same thing with pretty much all my social media feeds, because he has somehow gained the algorithm to where everyone's talking about him. So I couldn't get away, and I hate myself. So I looked into it, and so I found some articles, and we're gonna go over it. I don't know if this counts towards being on a reaction video or whatever, but I just needed to get this out of my system. So let's do it. We're gonna start with The Guardian. Inside the violent misogynistic world of TikTok's new star, Andrew Tate. Now, this was written in, when was this written? August 6th. Okay. Of the same month, he got banned. So this happened fairly quickly. But let's see what it says. Andrew Tate says women belong in the home, can't drive, and are men's property. I've actually seen the video where he said that women are men's property. It's in reference to OnlyFans. So that's the ground we're starting at. That's not the peak, but this is base level stuff. He also thinks that sexual assault victims must bear responsibility for their attacks and dates women age 18, 19 because he can make an imprint on them. Oh, I'm what, not even a full paragraph in, and this is the level. Imprint? What are you? What's the fucking Twilight, bro? Like, you dating Renesmee? Like, what's going on here? Don't get on me for knowing that her name is Renesmee, okay? The British American kickboxer who poses with fast cars and guns and portrays himself as a cigar smoking playboy talks about hitting and choking women, trashing their belongings, and stopping them from going out. It's bang out the machete, boom in her face, and grip her by the neck. Shut up, bitch. He says in one video, acting out how he attacked a woman that she accused him of cheating. In another, he describes throwing a woman's things out of the window. And third, he calls an ex-girlfriend who accused him of hitting her, an allegation he denies, a dumb hoe. Tate's views have been described as extreme misogyny by domestic abuse charities capable of radicalizing men and boys that commit harm offline. No, yeah, I mean, listen, we only got, what, 4 paragraphs in, and I'm already just like, don't feel good reading. I wish I didn't have eyes, wish I couldn't read. But we continue. He's 35? Yeah, but the scary part's like, his videos have been watched 11 billion times with a B. And of course he's a self-styled help guru. It's always these dudes who are like, I'm gonna help men become men because women are property and blah 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 blah. And it's so apparent that like your audience is like 12 to like 15, 16-year-old boys. Because those are the ones that are super impressionable, especially in terms of like discovering what masculinity is, what it means to them. And so like that's why he has to be showing off his fast cars. Because it's like, the women aren't really impressed by that. Because there's more to life than just like fast cars. There's other things in relationship. But to little boys who see that, like, oh, this is how I'm gonna get the girl. If I'm a top G like him, you know, right? I'm gonna get all the women, make all the money, all that stuff. And it's like, it's not really how it goes. It's the fantasy you're selling. He calls it, yeah, look. Recipe for making money, pulling girls, and escaping the Matrix. What do you mean escaping the Matrix, bro? It is wild. Like, yes, and his Tate University, I think it's called, right? His Hustler University, his alleged MLM. You have 127,000 members paying $39 a month to join the community. So that's, yeah, it's a scam. Allegedly. I don't want to get sued. But no one's watching this video, so it's fine. Okay, alright. And then he put on InfoWars, who, yep, of course he was with fucking Alex Jones. And of course he supports Trump. Of course, like, there's nothing, it's a surprise here. It's just, there's a lot here. Like, okay, so another video, he said he's been investigated by police for allegedly, see, there's that word again, abusing a woman, which he denied in a case where he had his house raided, devices confiscated, and was held in cell for 2 days. Around that time, the UK police were investigating abuse allegations. Tate is understood to have left the UK for Romania. In one video explaining his reason for moving, he suggests it was because it would be easier to evade rape charges. This is probably 40% of the reason he moved there. Adding, I'm not a rapist, but I like the idea of just being able to do what I want. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, that is a wild thing to say. I'm not a rapist, but I do like the idea that I can just kind of do whatever and, you know, not suffer consequences for it. Like, that's awful. Like, I know I'm laughing, but like, cause it's like, it's awful. That is like cartoon villain level. I'm not about, but I like the idea of just being able to do what I want. Like being a rapist. Like, there's one video of his. I wonder if I can find it. There's a video of his where he talks about how like, women are property. It's those OnlyFans videos. I want to show you guys that because I don't want you guys to think that I'm just like saying that. I'll probably like edit it somewhere in here if I can find it. See, but this is what gets me here. Because like his videos at first can't feel harmless and funny, and his trademark straight talking style, he derided men who drink tap water instead of sparkling water, and people who own cats. Real men have dogs, he says. Other materials presented under a banner of male self-improvement. But the thing with that is, because his videos come off that way, like, oh, it's just like some dude talking, people don't take it seriously. But it's like, you should take it seriously in the sense where this content is extremely harmful because the rhetoric is harmful. Because it's pure misogyny. Like it's pure misogyny. He does not view women as anything other than objects. He literally again says that if his girlfriend to have an OnlyFans, he would take all the money and maybe gift her things because she is his property. Then he compared her to a house. If we're gonna use my house or rent out my house, I should get the money. Like he thinks women are actually property. And look, we conducted an anonymous experiment with a blank account set up for a teenage boy and were quickly shown content of Tate. After watching 2 of his videos, we were recommended more, including clips of him expressing misogynist views. The next time the account was opened, the first 4 posts were of Tate from 4 different accounts. In one video, posted from an account with Tate's name and face, he describes matter-of-factly how he expects his girlfriends to behave. I expect absolute loyalty from my woman, he says. I ain't having my chicks talking to the dudes, liking other dudes. My chick don't go to clubs without me. They are at home. He also, I think, mentioned how, like, it's okay for dudes to, like, you know, spread their seeds, right? Because kings always have multiple wives. But women, nah, can't do that. Women gotta stay at home. Only one person. It is... it's again, you know this is part of the pipeline. Like, you know this is towards the alt-right radicalization pipeline. But that was The Guardian. There's, unfortunately, so much more. All right, so we have one from the Washington Post. Yes, I know. I get it. Listen. It's all a game, you guys. It's all Open Corporation. But this article also delves into Tate's talk. Here he claimed that he needs a woman he dates. He calls a woman dogs. You can't be responsible for a dog if it doesn't obey you. He has said he would attack a woman who was accused of cheating and described himself as absolutely a misogynist. I want to hammer these points in because there's a video he released, an hour-long video about his final words to his fans, and it's yeah, we're gonna watch that. So let's actually see this video of him saying that.
I believe that as a man, I should pay for the first date. I believe I should open the
Oh, my headphones on because I really got to hear my own ears too, you know? Don't want to get tricked to by the media.
car door. I believe I should protect for her, provide for her. I believe if she's my woman, she should be able to come to me with her problems and I should fix them. That makes me a sexist and a horrible person. Fine.
It doesn't.
You agree with the baseline. Everyone agrees with the foundations of what I say, but when I build on top of it, they try and pretend it's sexist. By extension, if I have responsibility over her, then I must have a degree of authority. For the same reason,
See,
if I have
that's
responsibility
not.
over, and everyone's going to lose their mind, it's an example, it's only an analogy. If I have responsibility over a child, I have to have some authority. You cannot be responsible for something that doesn't listen to you. You can't be responsible for a dog if it doesn't obey you, or a child if it doesn't obey you, or a woman doesn't obey you.
Super sexist path.
And it's such a bad take too, because you can't be responsible for a dog who doesn't obey you. Yes, you can. Like, there's so many people who own dogs and dogs don't listen to them, but they still own the dog. If they're responsible for feeding it and making sure it like doesn't fucking attack people, like that's such a like it falls apart right there.
Cool.
And again, this analogy doesn't work because women are sentient creatures capable of making a decision, have no thoughts of it, whatever. But you know,
like a beautiful sports car. It doesn't matter. A house,
yeah,
land,
didn't help.
whatever. It doesn't matter. Whatever I'm responsible for,
object.
I have to have a degree of authority over.
You get to a point, I would think, where there's mutual respect. So there isn't like the authority. It's a give and take on a healthy relationship.
Correct. A healthy relationship has mutual respect. So in a healthy relationship, the man will say X and the woman will say, yeah, I agree with that. Okay, I won't do it. I'm not saying it has to be a
wow. But do you see that? Do you see that? It says the healthy relationship is oh Christ, dude. It says a healthy relationship is a man says X and a woman says, I agree, I won't do X. Not like a woman says this and a man says that, or they both say that. It's just, oh God. Good God. The comment section is hopefully passing the vibes. He compared dogs to children, then put both in the same line as women. Absolutely authority to be him. Isn't he dating a 25-year-old so he can have authority too? Isn't Dave dating 25-year-old? These men always say they're using analogies. That's not how I spell analogy. Yeah, it's okay. So it's kind of passing. It's kind of passing the vibes. Okay, thank God. But yeah, like that's the level. Okay, that's who this man is. He just says this shit, and anytime someone gives him a little bit of pushback, he gets all like. Also, was he wearing a shirt in that video? Okay, usually he doesn't wear shirts. This is another article about him being banned. And hate groups talking about that's Tate speech. And he also does a lot of videos with Aiden Ross, who I don't know what Aiden Ross does, but I know he's famous on like Twitch and YouTube and shit. But he's like a child also. So like that's again here though. He's talking about he's an absolute misogynist. So he's called himself absolute misogynist here and another article, right? They're all referencing the same time that he said that about himself. But then he gets kind of defensive, around here?
To pay for the first date, I believe I should open the car. I believe if she fix them. That makes me a sexist and a horrible person.
Yeah. So like there.
You agree with the baseline. Everyone agrees with the foundations of what I say, but when I build on top of it, they try and pretend it's sexist.
But like he kind of taking offense to that. But my guy, you have described yourself as a absolute misogynist. So like, yeah, sexism's kind of hand in hand with that. But here's the last thing I want to talk about. This is just so if you just type in Andrew Tate, look at this. So this is from his channel, the Tate Bible. Then you have League of Tate. Then you have Tate Money Matrix. Then you have Millionaire Playboy Tristan. These are all posted within an hour or two of each other. And then Tate Highlights 8 hours ago. You have another like all the same people posted this video twice. You have League of Tate posted it 4 hours ago, then 9 hours ago. So we're not going to watch all of this because it's an hour-long video, and I don't want to spend more time than I'm doing right now. But let's just, because I hate myself, let's do this one. Let's just do very dramatic.
I was thinking for a long time how to start this video because it needs to be concise and
it's concise. It's an hour and 13 minutes. God, if Hassan was watching this video, this would be this whole stream.
Compendious, but I also want it to be very, very comprehensive. And I guess the best place to start is at the beginning. There's been many different versions of my life story, which have been put on the internet as of late and from many years ago.
He's going through his whole fucking... Wait.
Picked up another lunchbox, an exact replica of the same blue Batman lunchbox.
What the fuck?
Presents about 6 months ago. And I was massively successful. I became the most Googled man on the planet. I am, by the metrics of the internet, the most famous individual who is currently alive in the world today. That comes with a bunch of advantages.
That's not close to being true, right? Like, that's not close to being true. Like, you could have been searched a lot, but that doesn't relate necessarily to fame. Because like if we all like asked the same question to Google, it wouldn't be like this is the most asked question ever in existence. It's just whatever, bro. Take it. Fine. Biometric, sure.
And disadvantages. We can go into those at depth. The disadvantages are safety aspects, safety concerns, which we're going to talk about a bit later. I've had serious threats on my life. I receive over 5,000 death threats per day. So do people who I love and people I care about. They also receive death threats. The social media.
Okay, I'm not gonna condone death threats. Like, I'm obviously not Team Tate. I'm not Team Top G at Hustle University. But I'm not gonna sit here and be like, keep doing that. Don't fucking send death threats. Death threats are dumb. Like, it's there's never really a valid reason to send a death threat to anybody. Like, it's even because even if it's like, oh, okay, I'm gonna kill you. It's like, why would you warn the person? Like, I'm not saying do the thing, but it's just like from like a logical standpoint, like. It doesn't make any sense. Just don't do that. Just don't. Let's just be safe. Don't send death threats to anyone ever. There we go. I'm covered.
Companies have yet to take any action against this. They were uninterested in trying to police this in any form.
Okay, let's get to the.
I think I have a very intimate understanding of difficulty and how to grow as a man and how to become the kind of man that can handle a difficult life, because this has been my life path. This is what God chose for me, and this is what I've been teaching.
God chose you to be a self-described misogynist? And are you saying how difficult it is to be a misogynist? Because my guy, you can just not be one. It's super easy. I can teach you. I'll teach you. I will start up Learners University, and I will teach you how to not be a misogynist. It's real simple. It is, but it is also going to be a very intensive course. It's probably going to cost you about like $40 a month, but you'll be able to do it.
And I have affected positively millions of people, and I'm immensely proud of that. I truly am.
Yeah, so he spends the first
However,
17 minutes
talking about me. And when people were
doing
talking
nothing.
about me, they weren't doing it out of love for me. They weren't doing it because they cared about me. The main reason people were talking about me so extensively is because they cared about their own channels, their own views. They wanted their own clicks. And they understood that if they can make a YouTube video purporting a lie about me or saying bad things about me, it's more likely to get clicked. It's more likely to get watched. It's more likely to get shared. Expose Andrew Tate is this. Expose Andrew Tate is that. And what's happened is people, through their own selfish desires of trying to piggyback off the back of my massive fame and becoming the most famous man on the planet.
So you notice how he has to reiterate that, right? Like, narcissist. So he's saying that people are piggybacking off his fame, off his success, as if he didn't go on, like InfoWars, which is a popular, shitty but still very popular right-wing aligned podcast, or that he wasn't doing streams on Twitch with people like Aiden Ross, who's also very popular, at one point more popular than he was. So he gets to do that and build his massive fame. Then again, he's also building fame from the fact that he was on Big Brother. So again, like, without Big Brother, he's not. What I mean? There's a trend here where, like, if he does it, it's fine. He's a successful man. But if someone else does the thing that he does, then it's not good, you guys.
Planet have decided that making a bunch of negative videos is a fantastic way for them to personally gain clout and personally gain views and clicks, which is what the internet is about.
I mean, that's the key right there. That's your motto though. That's what you did. Can we look at some Andrew Tate? Let's look at Andrew Tate. Let's look at an Andrew Tate compilation. Let's look at Andrew Tate just talking about women. Let's just say Andrew Tate women.
Female promiscuity has always, across every culture that's ever existed, been frowned upon. If you were a hoe, you were laughed at. That is not a coincidence. It's because females are designed to meet a man, get pregnant, fall in love with said man. If you keep sleeping with X dude, popping Plan Bs, taking the morning after pill, that cheapens you. It doesn't matter if a man slept with 20 girls or 200 girls. He is still the man. If a woman slept with men, she is worth less.
Worth less. Women's values is depending on how many people they've slept with, and they exist only to have babies with one man, fall in love with one man, but dudes can have sex with 200 women. But I'm taking it out of context. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's just look somewhere else. Let's see what he says. What women are good at. What women are good at.
I absolutely not really love women. I have nothing against women. I believe women are the most precious things on the planet. They create life. They should be protected. They should be provided for. I would never let a woman pay for a bill. I would never let a woman, if someone touched any of my women, I would stand up against 10 men by myself and risk my life to protect her. I believe that women are beautiful creatures. I just don't think that they're as emotionally calm as men in stressful situations. I don't think they can fight like a man can. And for the same reason, I would never drop my children in an all-male nursery. I think that's strange and weird. I would only drop them in an all-female nursery. Women do certain things and men do certain things. And we live in a world now where the whole idea of the roles has been conflated to the fact where if I come along and say women are better with children and men are better at fighting, that I'm somehow fucking sexist when it's clearly true. There's nothing wrong with stating the fact. Okay,
so maybe again, I'm just taking it out of context. Maybe I'm the wrong guy here. I'm wrong. Oh, someone just made a compilation for me. Great. Let's just watch this. Let's just do this.
I don't believe in depression. Don't message me about depression because I don't believe in it. If you're asleep in your bed in the middle of the night and you hear a noise and you believe in ghosts, now you're afraid. But if you don't believe in ghosts, it's the wind and you go back to sleep. You give the ghosts power by believing in them. Your house is only haunted if you believe in ghosts. Belief is a powerful thing. If I were to stand in front of you and I were to tell you that I could punch you as hard as I can in your sternum and I could fracture it and send a splinter into your heart, would you allow me to try? You wouldn't, because you know I believe I can. I believe I can hurt any...
Oh my god, that makes no fucking sense. Would you let an ex-professional kickboxer, martial artist, attack you? No, because you know that they believe they can hurt you? No, because I don't want to be hit. This is stupid.
Man on the planet.
Are there just videos like this?
Have you ever seen anyone with a vape? Have you ever sat in a room? So we go, wait, let me just go. My vape's done charging. Load it up. Your old son, he's like, I got a vape.
Okay, like what is...
Decide. I realized yesterday that I can actually, genuinely, right now, nothing is stopping me from becoming Batman. Nothing. I have...
Okay, but do you see what I mean though? Like, you have those videos where it's like, here's just some dumb, idiotic shit he's talking about. And those are used to kind of massage things. Like, oh, he's just like a dude. And then it's like, you see the other videos and it's like, women shouldn't be able to fight. Women shouldn't have rights. Women can't do this, do that, and do that. And then you have people who are like, oh, he brutally reality checks Western women. Anytime dudes mention shit like, oh, Western women, they're misogynist. It's 100%. 100%. But again, these are his words. These are things that he's saying. And I'm scrolling down because everyone's talking about Andrew Tate, right? Let's look at Tate's advice to women, then we'll go back to the other video.
Most men live difficult lives. If you're with a man who does not live a difficult life, then he's not a man of value and you shouldn't be with him. If your man's just playing video games, smoking weeds, why are you there? But if you're a man who's actually living a difficult life out there trying to do all this, you don't have any idea the levels of stress he's already under. He does not need more at home. He wants peace and quiet at home. You think we're gonna go through all this crap to feel respected and come home?
So again, so what? Now men are only men if they're going through difficulty. Like, this is his mentality. Men struggle. You're not a man if you don't struggle. And once you are struggling and you do go through that struggle, then women who are with you have to be okay with everything you do and have no say in anything. That's literally what he wants. Because he chose to be a kickboxer. I don't want to look at perspective, but he chose to be a kickboxer. And that's going to obviously take some level of physicality and some mental strength and, some stress. But because he chose that, that's his viewpoint in life and everything. Men have to be that kind of level of tenacious or what have you, otherwise they don't count. He just said that if they sit around playing video games all day, they're not working. You know how many people on YouTube are millionaires because they play video games? How many people on Twitch are millionaires because they play video games? Like, it's a career path. And it's not easy keeping people entertained for 8 hours a day or, growing a following and doing all that stuff. But again, like, this is, and what makes it most so dangerous is this is the guy who, because he's promoted as like a straight shooter, people are going to listen to him. It's like the Joe Rogan experience. God damn, I mentioned Joe Rogan. I thought I was going to do that. But it's like that, like where, because he's just like every guy, he's allowed to let people come on there spew just like bullshit rhetoric and let that rhetoric form and percolate throughout the internet and let a bunch of people hear that shit and like be like radicalized.
And we ended up in a situation where videos of me from long ago are being taken out of context purposefully to try and purport
Taken
which is not
out
true,
of context.
because people understand that's a very easy way for them to gain some clout and leech.
Again, taken out of context. This is you saying it. You said it from a long time ago. This is a month ago. This is a month. Let's see. I'm gonna type in when did, because this might have been uploaded a month ago. This happened a year ago. Let me see when did Andrew Tate go on the BFFF pod? Okay. BF Pod episode 88. Episode 88 came out July 13th. That's the episode says, right? July 13th. That's, yeah, this is not like years ago. This is not years ago. This is episode 88, came out in July. It's August. So this was a month ago. Let's continue.
Off of my success. That's all fine. Like I said, I have no problem with people disagreeing with me, being disliked, etc. However, when it has an effect to this magnitude, where I am genuinely seen as a negative, bad influence on the world, when all of the emails I receive from people who watch me are positive, saying that I'm helping people, how I've helped their mind, I've cured their depression.
Cured the depression? You mean the thing you don't believe in? You cured the thing that's not real? You cured the imaginary disease of depression? Whoa, man. You're fucking powerful, Andrew Tate. Maybe I'm wrong about you.
I would love for that to never happen. And Instagram think the way for that to stop happening is to ban me. I agree it should stop happening, but I don't think banning me is the answer. Because there will always be someone else.
Let's get more context here.
If God believes that I do, then I shall. This is not just about Instagram. This is just me saying to Instagram that I totally understand. I just wanted to make it clear that I didn't want these things to be said. That clip of the cleaning and me being taken out of context has no benefit for me. Everyone dislikes me on the internet. Certain people watch it and know it's not true. The ones who've watched the longer format stuff of my videos and they're fans of mine, fine. So certain people remain neutral because they know it's false. But people who don't then dislike me. My family gets death threats. I get death threats. Hate is spread online. Like, there's no benefit for me.
Again, I'm not supporting death threats. What's weird here, though, is he's making it seem as if like these things are happening out of the ether. Like, oh, I'm suddenly the bad guy. People are taking things out of context. That's a very popular thing that most people, especially on the right side of the spectrum, say. I was taking out of context. I'm taking out of context. This wasn't in context. This isn't in context. The thing is about context is, sure, I could watch a 10-hour video where, yeah, this was taken out of context, but most people aren't going to watch a 10-hour video, and most people don't need to watch a 10-hour video or an hour and 13-minute long video, because there is a pattern here. Now, you could be extremely unlucky and just everyone's taking everything you've ever said out of context all the time. Or maybe you say enough things that are similar to that where they don't need to see the whole thing to know where this is going. Again, you are a self-described misogynist. There is no taking out of context the things that you've said about yourself. There's no taking out of context your responses to things. If I show a video where I'm like, hey, there's this guy who says that, I don't know, cats should be cut in half, right? The context could be, oh, he's talking about cut in half, like he's talking about the cats like the candy. There's a candy called cats. You should eat them, cut them in half instead of eating it whole. Cool, fine. But if the person interviewing them is saying like, hey, what are your thoughts about pets like cats? And he says, we should cut them in half. It doesn't matter if there's a 10-hour interview and that was the section of it. You said that in response to that.
If I could stop that happening, I absolutely would. Which is why I want to adjust my messaging and adjust the way I talk. I don't want that to happen. That doesn't help me. I would love for that to never happen. And Instagram think the way for that to stop happening is to ban me. I agree it should stop happening, but I don't think banning me is the answer.
Of course, you don't think banning is the answer because that ruins your revenue.
Because there will always be someone else.
Oh, that's a great, I love that. I love that so much. That's a great argument for something. Listen, do I think we should get rid of kings and monarchs? Yes. But do I think I should be the king that gets, taken out? No, because there's just going to be someone else who takes my position. So shouldn't it just be me? Like, no.
And there'll be a new hate mob and new out of context videos. And this is a problem which is larger than Andrew Tate. This is an internet problem. This is a problem with short format video, short attention spans, nobody looking into anything in detail, things taken out of context. This is a really big problem that the world has to address that goes beyond me.
Oh, okay. So now we're going beyond you. Okay, so now we're going to focus on just macro level things. Okay, let's see what we're talking about on the macro level.
My presence on social media to raise a conversation which is going to be a net benefit for the world as a whole, then I'm happy with that. I'm happy if people go, you know what, this happened to Andrew Tate, it's now happening to other people. We have to change the way we review censorship, banning, content creation, content proportion.
Okay, hold on, but time out, because this is still centered around you, which of course, narcissism, fine. But you can't say, like you weren't the first person, if we're talking about like the victims or the casualties of censorship, whatever, you're not the first one, you're not even the biggest one. So, but now that's happening to you, again, now this is the conversation you want to have. But you were never having these conversations prior to this, right? You weren't championing like anti-censorship or stuff, right? You're just talking your shit. And now, because it's happened to you, now it's a bigger problem. Now this is affecting the world, you guys. This is a big problem. Internet. We have this and this and this and this and that. Like, and they're talking about censorship again. Another right-wing tactic, right? I'm being censored, you guys. The truth's not out there. You're not being censored. Private platforms who have their own terms of services that you've repeatedly violated have decided to get rid of you because you're not worth the headache. No one says you can't, go on fucking, what is that? Go on gab.com or Truth Social, whatever the fuck the Republicans use. Go on there. That's what most of your fan base says anyways. Start your own website. You're the most famous man on the planet. I'm sure the most famous man on the planet can get a website, can get a domain going up. Like, what is this? You're not being censored. Write a book. Like, you're not being censored. Censorship is it's such a misused term, like all terms nowadays because of Republicans. But that's not what censorship is. They're not censoring you, Andrew Tate. They're just not hosting you because they don't have to. Because they are a private company who own a platform. And they get to decide, for better or for worse, how to use that platform. Now, am I a big fan of how YouTube handles their communication with their creators? No. It's not good. But it's better than other ones. But at the same time, if YouTube says, hey, you can't have hate speech, and then we see videos of you talking about how women are property and how they're akin to dogs, that's on you.
All these things. That's fine, if that's the life path which has been chosen for me. I just want to make it clear that I don't like when that happens. I don't want that to happen myself because I don't gain anything from that. On Instagram, absolutely no rules were broken. My captions were just poetry that I wrote. My pictures were just lifestyle. Car, house, boat. I never broke any rules on Instagram. I never had any strikes. I never done anything wrong on Instagram. The only rule infringements on Instagram were my comment section, where hate mobs inspired by these videos that we've been discussing.
Okay, so let's look at let's look at Andrew. Instagram. I swear I'm gonna all my Google shit's gonna be fucked up. So let's see, why was he banned? He was banned from Instagram and Facebook. Well, if he's banned from Facebook, then he'd be banned from Instagram too. I've gotten banned from Instagram for literally doing nothing. But let's see why. Let's who should we look at? Should we look at Vox? Let's go to Vox. Alright, so King of Toxic Masculinity. Did he actually say that?
I'm Anthony Dream Johnson, 21 Studios here in Warsaw, Poland. I'm here with my man Andrew Tate, Cobra Tate. Thanks for coming out, man.
Good to meet you, friend. Good to meet you.
It's been awesome meeting you. We met last night. Had some food.
The King of Toxic Masculinity.
A few.
Okay, I'm not gonna watch it. There's so many long videos out there. What's going on? Let's see. Where are they gonna talk about? So, yeah. Oh, NBC News helpfully catalogs. Right. So the kind of things I've already seen are. So let's see what he says here. Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. He says that Tate's got a success coach who plays an online character. Interesting that he says that. And he's made videos praising women. I've yet to come across that. Just never seen him talk about praising women at all. So nothing good here. But so let's just look. I'm trying to find out anything about him on Instagram. But maybe I'll post it in the video. I don't know.
These videos which were deliberately taken out of context. And
Yeah, he keeps saying out of context. Okay, so.
It's me or nobody. And I truly believe that me, with reformed messaging, now understanding of my newfound fame, is so much better for the world than nobody. Because nobody just leads to black holes of who knows what. And it can't be controlled. And that's where the internet is truly dangerous.
Okay, so back to being a narcissist. He believes him, and only him, he, Andrew Tate, Top G, King Cobra, King of Toxic Masculinity, he believes that he's the only one who can do this. because no one else can do this. No one else can get on the internet, make a video, look at a camera, and talk about how they despise women and how women shouldn't be allowed to drive and why is his pilot a female. He said these things. I don't want to keep looking up all the things that he said, but he said these things. And now he said he's reformed. Reformed how, though? Because that's the thing, too. You're only reforming now because you got banned off places. So this isn't some sort of like, oh, I looked into myself and decided I was. No, this was, oh, I gotta keep shilling my shit. So let me change the way I approach things. It doesn't matter how you say things if you still have the same rhetoric. And you've been this guy for years, it seems like.
Speaking of Instagram, I was understanding in recent weeks of how these negative
Okay, what's this like?
fictional stories of me.
What is this?
The world is built on the backs of strong men, and I'm trying to teach men to be strong again because it makes the men feel happier inside, it solves men's mental health, and it also makes the world a genuinely better place.
You can't make claims like that. You cannot. Those are unsubstantiated claims. You cannot say that. You can't say that you're making the world objectively a better place. You can't say that. And also, you're talking about like it makes men strong, but that's so generic. Strong in what sense? Like, is it a workout plan? Mental strength? Are you doing tests? Are you running labs to show that people have better mental acuity after they take your program? Like, what are you qualifying as strength? Because if what I think it is toxic masculinity, right? It's be strong, don't show emotions, be physically fit, don't show emotions, and control your women. Because that's the messaging you've been putting out.
People are taking my lessons and me trying to teach strength and misconstruing them, saying that I'm trying to teach men to be oppressive or aggressive. That's absolutely not the case. And at the same time,
What is hero music?
Donations to the world. And at the same time, other media creators are rewarded for purporting lies and spinning lies about me. And then at the same time, the media buys into this. And at the same time, a man who can protect her, who can provide for her, who can make sure she's safe. But I don't want anything bad to ever happen to her.
The only thing bad would happen to her. But you did also say that in what was it, 2017? You read that quote, right? Talking about how you would beat up a woman if she cheated on you. Like you said that. You said that. But okay.
Own personal circumstances regarding family or something that are once again confidential, but I can confirm to you that the last thing I would ever want repeatedly, it happened to Aiden Ross just the other day. Being swatted is unfortunately one of the things that happens when you're famous on the internet.
Whatever troll did it, you did it. You officially did it.
Well, we got swatted yesterday. It's so upsetting.
Just right after my mom arrived.
I was swatted. Someone made a call about me which was fake. The police responded.
Okay, again, not a fan of death threats, definitely not a fan of swatting. Stop doing that shit.
As they should. I would hate to live in a country where the police get a call that a woman's being held kidnapped and they don't bother going to look.
Okay, I'm sorry, I have to mention that he's making it too easy. Allegedly, Andrew Tate was raided because of human trafficking, but also he moved to Romania because roughly, he said 40% of the reason, again, if we go back to the article where he's talking about, why he wants to go places, is because here's it. First off, he says he has to control his women, but also he said that he isn't a rapist, but would like to go to a place and just be free to kind of do what he wants. What did he say exactly? Because I don't want to be like misinterpreting Andrew Tate. I don't want to take him out of context. So let's do Andrew Tate, Romania. No. He said right here. I can control F 40%, right? 40%. Yes. So he said. So let's rewind this a little bit right here.
Made a call about me which was fake. The police responded, as they should. I would hate to live in a country where the police get a call that a woman's being held kidnapped and they don't bother going to look. That's not what a country should do.
Not a country should do, yet you went to a country because it's easier to evade rape charges. Seems kind of contradictory here, but okay, let's keep it going. I feel like I did this whole video.
Absolutely, the Romanian authorities were exceptionally professional. I have nothing but concluded. They took me from my house at 8 p.m. for paperwork at the police station, and by 9:21 I was back home, and that was the end of it. Nothing's happened. And my Instagram at some point in the future to the Tate Foundation and speak purely about the positivity I'm doing for the world, because in the meantime, and at least for the next few months or years, it's going to be very difficult to talk bad about me when people only see the money I'm donating and how I'm helping people. And I don't just give money in a very lazy, charitable way. I get out in my car.
So again, no, I'm gonna finish. I'm gonna finish.
I go on the ground. I help people myself.
I drove my Rolls Royce to Ukraine.
Did you have to mention it was a Rolls Royce? No, but fine. Let's get towards the end of the video. Let's just see like what his whole thing is.
I helped you feel better about yourselves. I'm the reason your marriage is working. I inspired you to send your son to the gym. I love hearing these things. And you can send me an email at the email address below, tate@cobratate.com. Please send it to me. I really love hearing these things. And knowing I had such a positive impact on the world is what's allowed me to ignore so much of this hate storm that's been purported. My social media presence is something that, if it remains, will be curated in a way that it's nearly impossible to be seen as a negative for the world. I'm a force for positivity and I'm a force for truth. This is the truth of my nature and the truth of my name. Anybody who wants comment or to reach out to me.
So I'm going to be viral for a little bit longer, then step 2 begins. The conquest is continuing.
So this is just the beginning. Because like a lot of people say like you're going to fall off soon. This is just your 15 minutes.
No problem.
What's your take on that?
That's fine.
So this is just an ad. Yeah, this was bullshit. This was just an ad. There was no sincerity here. There was no sort of introspective. This was just me addressing the hate without addressing the, I guess, reasoning for it. Just addressing it. Just gently talking about it. But really going to focus on phase 2. Get ready for Hustlers University's 2.0, my guy. Oh man, how long is this? I'm gonna have to edit this shit. This is Andrew Tate, scam artist. Allegedly moved to Romania because allegedly it's easy to get away with rape charges there, and he owns casinos there too. Sure, but he said 40% of the reason was all that stuff. This is who your kids are watching. This isn't like everyone's concerned about like, oh, we gotta save the children, help the children. But like this is the person they're looking at. Your little boys, this is what they're watching. They're watching Andrew Tate videos. Because you go on TikTok and you're a little boy, you're gonna get that shit pushed to you. I'm not a little boy. I have a new TikTok account and I did the same experiment that the Guardian did, and literally got like 5 different Andrew Tate videos. Like it's wild how quickly that works. But yeah, that's Andrew Tate. I'm gonna need to like, I don't know, go into a coma or something after this.